Hey everybody, how are you? Chris Kepix here from the Clover Street Podcast, from Digital DJs of Hampton Roads, and from down the road. Hey everybody, welcome. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface mask collection that I have. I'm going to give my thoughts, opinions, and reviews of each mask that I own in the collection. There are 4 masks that I own, and 1 plastic bust that has a story that will go with it. The first mask that I would like to point out, obviously, is the Killing Mask. I believe that's what it's called. This is from the very first Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out in 1974. I just temporarily taped some fake eyeballs in there. I'm not going to try this one on because of that. I cut the mouth out. It came with the mouth cut in. If you are a hardcore mask collector and you just want to have it on display and you'll never wear it, don't need to bother doing that. I just think that with the mouth cut out, leaving the metal wires in, of course, in your own mouth, articulating and talking, and if you're going to wear it around at a party or do really cool pictures, it's better to have your real mouth. I also have a set of Bubba teeth that I just picked up. They're not necessarily for Leatherface, but they work for him, and I'll show you that in a mask when I try it on later. But this, and I also keep my mask. You go to Dollar Tree, you buy these paper towel holders. Where are they? Let me show you one that has, these are like $1.25 from Dollar Tree. And then you just get a roll of paper towels. I just leave the plastic on, I don't even open them. And then I wrap the paper towels in black plastic just because it looks cooler when it's on display. Instead of having the white glaring eye holes, it's just dark. It looks more foreboding and scary. So, and I keep my mask displayed on there. So that is the Killing Mask. That's my very first one. All these masks that I'm showing you today and accessories are made by Trick or Treat Studios. And let me just, yeah. And so that's him on display there. And the weight is balanced good. He just sits there like that. And you can reposition it a little bit if you need to. But that's it. Love this mask. It's when you go and look for these Leatherface masks, they all have slightly different hair. So get hair that you like, because unless you're an expert at styling wig hair, that's what it's going to look like. So, and this hair is punched in. It's not glued in. It's definitely a quality mask when that's the case. Don't get glued on hair if you can help it. So this, and he's got the leather straps on both sides. Make sure that those are included when you make your purchase. All right, moving on. In the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 version, there was the middle mask. I think it was called the Old Lady or something like that. The Old Woman. I didn't care for that one. I'm probably never going to buy that one. I know it completes the collection, but I just don't care for it as a mask. And this one is the one he wore at the end of the movie. Just checking to make sure I'm still recording here. Yeah. Okay. Pretty Lady. This is the one. This is the iconic one that he was wearing when he was dancing around in the street at the end of the movie, waving his chainsaw around. You got to get this one. Really nice. Trick or Treat Studios again. There's a big opening here. Plenty of room to speak and eat. You can leave these masks on all night. There's the leather straps. Let me go ahead and try this on for you real quick just so you can see what it looks like. We'll be trying the rest of them on for you, okay? Got a little bit of long hair. But this is it. This is extremely comfortable. Your ears are completely open in all these masks. You can hear fantastically. I usually DJ when I'm hosting Halloween parties and I'm DJing. It's very important that I be able to hear my music and everything that's going on around me. But this is it. This is the original chainsaw from the Texas, a replica, of course, made by Trick or Treat Studios. Not a real chainsaw, but it's fantastic. You can turn it on. Then once you turn it on, the motor is revving. Then you can hit this little black button here to get it. I'll show you what I mean. Turn it on. All right, then. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Love it. Great. Pick these up. I think I actually got this from the website, Trick or Treat Studios website. So that's that. This is Pretty Lady. Gotta have this one in your collection, in my opinion. All right, moving right along to, like I said, I didn't get that old woman one from the original one, but then moving on to Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. I loved this film. This was great. I loved everything about it. It started to run on a little bit near the end once they got to the underground layer at the amusement park or whatever that was. This one's great, though. This is Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. This does not have the leather straps. I think that's it for the leather straps. None of the rest of them have leather straps on them. But it's got like a little face down here, an eyeball, a nose, another nose, 2 ears, a mouth over here, another ear here, and of course the regular ears. There's a nose right here in the face, a little bit of mustache hair, a little bit of hair here too. I cut the mouth out on this one again. Again, if you're going to have it on display and never really wear it, and just, you know, you want to preserve the integrity of the mask, don't cut out the mouth. I did it because I have the Bubba teeth. I'll show you what those look like. I love this mask. And it fits great, super comfortable. This one's great. I think everything's lined up pretty good. I'll go ahead and put in the teeth as you can see. All you need is Bubba teeth. Get these anywhere. There you go. And that's great. You got the teeth. It looks great. I love it. Now, before I get to the final mask, the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre mask, I want to tell you a quick story about this guy right here. This is just a bust, okay? This used to be part of a animatronic that came out, I think, 2 years ago. And it was put out by Party City. It was the highest rated animatronic of all the Leatherface animatronics. I think there was one from Lowe's or Home Depot. There was one from Spirit of Halloween, and then there was one from Party City. And this was the Party City. I think most of the Party Cities have gone out of business. I don't even know if they're around anymore. Anyway, long story short, I had the full-size animatronic, which was amazing, and I left it unattended. And you don't do that with animatronics, ever, because people are going to abuse them, they're going to climb on them, they're going to overuse them, pull at them, touch them, do all the kind. Anyway, they end up breaking it. It broke bad, and it wasn't really fixable. So I decided to just take what I could from it. I got the shirt. I have the actual shirt, and this is pretty similar to the shirt he wore. So I wear this when I wear the mask. You got the Leatherface shirt and the apron with blood splattered apron there. Pretty cool, full-size apron. Fits great, just like he wore in the original. And of course, the most important one is the authentic Leatherface tie. You got to have that tie. It's got the very unique design on there. And anybody who's a true Texas TCM aficionado knows that this is the tie that he wore. So I am able to wear all that with the outfit, and really completes the look. And I haven't really decided what I'm going to do with this yet, because it's not really well balanced for it to just sit on a table on its own. It falls forward, so I got to redistribute the weight, but I'm going to do something with it. Maybe I'll put it on a dummy or something eventually, but it looks great. This is supposed to be the exact same mask as this one. It just looks different when it's on an actual bust. The skin tone's a little different. It looks scarier here, I think. It's got the, if you can see, it got really dark black eyes behind there, the devil's eyes. And these are supposed to be basically the same. So, there's that. Also, so this is the, like I was saying, this is the Trick or Treat Studios version of the 1974 Chainsaw, what's it say here? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface, and all related characters, places, names, and other indicia are trademarks of Vortex Incorporated, Tobey Hooper, 1974, all rights reserved. I bought this other chainsaw, and I believe that Spirit of Halloween makes this one, and I used this one for the 2003 remake because I just feel like it looks more. Now, let me tell you about this. This is probably my favorite mask. The 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the one with R. Lee Ermey. I can't remember the guy's name who played Leatherface. Obviously, it was Gunnar Hansen in the first one. I don't know who played him in the second one. But this guy, I met him. He's a really nice guy, and he autographed a picture for me, and he signs it like the Lost Leatherface or something. I don't really know the story behind that, but I like that. This is actually a remake. This mask when it came out originally, it did not have punched hair. It had glued hair. It had much less hair, and it had much more of a natural skin tone to this. This has the more weathered, leathery kind of look. I love this darker look to it. It has much more hair. It's punched in. I think it's better made, better quality, and I love how it looks. I'll go ahead and try this one on for you with the Bubba teeth and the new and improved chainsaw. Okay. There you go. How evil does that look? How evil! Isn't that great? Love it. Love it. Love this mask. Perfect. So that's my review of all the Leatherface masks that they've put out. These are my favorite. I think there's one more mask out called the Kemper mask, and that's from one of his victims in the 2003 remake, and that one looked pretty cool too. I might get that one later, eventually, if that's available. But that's my review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, one of the greatest horror movies ever made. It's right up there with The Exorcist and The Shining and Aliens and, you know, all the greats. And it was funny, we just recently watched Monster on Netflix, the Ed Gein story, the eight episode series, and that was great. And you learned that particular fella, Ed Gein, inspired Psycho. He inspired the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he inspired The Silence of the Lambs. So it was really cool because when I first saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I was pretty young. I was like a teenager, and I thought it was, the thing that really creeped me out about it was so old. It was so grainy, and from 1974, and just older movies like that kind of freaked me out because you didn't really, know what that time was about, and it just left an impression on me. And the gore and the violence and all the imagery in that movie kind of freaked me out too. But here we are, 50 years later, and we're watching the Ed Gein story, and you hear about all the horrible things that he did. It's like, man, the stuff that was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre was pretty tame compared to what happened in real life, But it's just an interesting concept. I like the idea of the guy who just murders people, takes their faces, wears their skin. I mean, it just doesn't get any more twisted than that. And I love how they look when they do this into mask form. And I like that there's so many variations because there are so many faces. And if you're going to be a serial mass murderer, you're going to get a collection of faces. This is my collection of latex faces. So I love them. They're great. Anyway, happy Halloween 2025. And please feel free to leave comments, ask questions, let me know what your favorite mask was and why. If you want to include a link to your review video or pictures or anything like that, please, I encourage you. I'm posting this on my personal YouTube page, and I'm posting it on the Clover Street podcast. Be sure and listen to that. We got the Clover Street podcast. Some older episodes on there. There's about a dozen episodes up. I do plan on getting that up and running again eventually. Just got to work on a studio and got to figure out what guests we're going to have. But thank you for watching, and y'all have a great day. Happy Halloween.